Trump is not the picture of health. Okay,
Mm.
It was funny. They extrapolated the numbers his doctor gave, and he's like a top 0.1% athlete. Something crazy like,
dude, those are
6'3",
like Kim Jong-un
225.
doesn't poop level of lies about his his weight and athleticism.
height. Yeah,
And height, yeah.
The weight is the absurd one. He's like 220. When?
I think he adds 3 inches.
No, he's taller than me. Trump.
Did you meet him?
Yeah.
So 4.
I met him.
Was he wearing high heels?
He might have been wearing. He might have been walking
wears
on
high
some
heels a lot.
Mexicans. I didn't check. It was at the. I was at one of his first rallies. I was in right away. I was like, I've got order number like 3,000 off of his site for that stupid hat that he started selling.
Mhm.
So I took the hat to his one of his first political rallies on like the USS Indianapolis down in Long Beach. I brought my hat. I brought my Sharpie. And after he's done, I was like, all right, this is as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna get him to sign the hat, right? So I see him walking around the platform, like the dais or whatever it is that he's giving the speech from. And he's got this mob of people following him. And I'm like, no way. I don't want to fight that mob. I'm going to use my brains. So I get on the far side of the platform and really hook in there, right? Like, get a nice pyramid stance, get a nice spread leg stance. Mm-hmm. And all the reporters and stuff come over. And I'm like, bracing myself against them, right? Because Trump's coming around and I'm like, and they're kind of deflecting off of me. Like, it's like a tidal wave, right? And then Trump gets there and I hand him my hand real fast. And I said, hey, here you go. And he was like, oh, yeah. And he takes it and he signs. And I said, hey, you have to win. You have to win. And he looked at me. And first he looked at me like I was like there was something wrong with me. But then he looked deeper and noticed that obviously there's nothing wrong with me. And he gave me a nod. He said, like that. And that's it. Then he won.
Then he won. He
won. He was taller than me. That was my point. He was taller than me. I was hunkered down though, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, you were in a power stance.
I was in an unmovable stance. So the journalists were coming in and throwing elbows, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Probably CNN.
Probably CNN trying to come over and lie about him wearing lifts consistently for decades.
One of the male reporters was trying to grab my penis.
Mm-hmm. Probably MSNBC.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
they tried to do to you. I don't
know who
they did to that jacked black guy.
When I went to Mexico, Dallas lost my luggage, but I just made a win out of it. I don't know. I bought something to wear the next day and spent the extra day in Mexico City and did touristy stuff. It's cool.
Would you be any less likely to do that Mexico trip today with all of the stuff that's going on?
I would not be less likely. I don't think the Mexican citizens are, at least the ones I bumped into, like the dude riding 5 people maybe on a motorcycle, gave a fuck about international politics.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about villagers accosting you as much as difficulties with border patrol or like going in and out and anything potential like that.
I'll just lean on my whiteness. They'll let me right back in.
Yeah. I don't know.
This is a North Carolina driver's license. This is worth its weight in gold.
El gringo. I don't think they're going to be blown away by the North Carolina driver's license. No, I wonder if they're going to actually follow through and strike the cartels down there, because there was so much talking the cartels as terrorist organizations, and they did. But I want some follow through. I want some drone strikes.
Dude, it's 100 days and he hasn't passed any legislation. Like, I can't think of.
You want more change? That is not my complaint. Not he hasn't done enough.
He hasn't done anything durable. Like, maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. It depends on who you are. But all it's been is like some executive orders that are easily overturned, a bunch of DEI red meat. You know, what did he remove? Pronouns from email signatures, shit like that.
But look at everything Israel got. Come on.
Touche.
They're almost at war with Iran.
And we've been bombing Yemen like every day.
Every day.
Is it 30 days in a row? I don't want to exaggerate.
It's a lot of days.
Recently, I don't want to get I try to get my facts right. But we are basically at war with Yemen and we just don't talk about it.
Who's in Yemen that we're bombing? Is it the Houthis?
The Houthis. Yeah, we're trying to keep the shipping industry safe in that area, and but I guess it's mostly European shipping that goes through there.
You're welcome, Europe.
Yeah.
So are we gonna? You guys think we're gonna have a hot war with Iran?
I mean, I don't think so, but maybe if things were going better for Trump, he'd have that ammo to like now a hot war with Iran. But everything seems to be going so poorly in all sectors that I don't know if he can swing that one. And I don't think he should. He's going to push for a new nuclear deal with Iran, some new piece of paperwork with them. And he's trying to manipulate them into doing that at gunpoint. The way he put those bombers within striking range is a huge flex. There's no telling what that flex cost just to move all the pieces into position on the board like he's done.
Jump in.
Yeah.
I always wonder what the variable cost is. Because sometimes they'll be like, we spent $500 million putting these planes here. Like, okay, what would we have spent if we were just training back in Texas with them or Missouri or whatever? Because that's the gap that I care about. If we spent $500 million, but we were going to spend $450 million anyway, who cares, right? It's just a little bit different than our normal budget.
Yeah, it's more though. It's definitely more because they flew those things from Missouri to the Indian Ocean, and they're $2 billion a pop, and we've only got 18 of them. And they refuel them on the way there, which wouldn't be necessary in a normal training exercise. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if they do normal training exercises in their $2 billion planes. Seems like you train in something else.
I don't know. I bet they train refueling over Missouri sometimes.
Yeah, probably. You got to train somewhere. May as well do it kind of close to where you're going to land.
Well, I'm all for them bombing the Houthis because that seems like any president in charge would be tasked with dealing with that and would do the same thing, I think. I'm more concerned with Trump's more interesting moves. Like I still don't like that guy hasn't. So I saw that under the great leadership of Pete Hegseth, the Army has changed its recruitment standards. There is now no longer a like male bar and female bar. There's just a physical capability bar. It's X amount of push-ups, and there's like a run, drag, sprint thing they do, and they plank and stuff. But they just made it one bar for men and women.
They're close.
Do they have parking on that bar?
According to me.
What?
Do they have parking a car?
Oh, the math section.
I don't know why they don't make it by job. That's what it should be, right? Like in my head, if you're infantry, you should meet this very high physical standard. If you're leadership, perhaps a slightly lower physical standard, right? These guys can be 50 or 45 or whatever it is, right? But their job isn't throwing people on their shoulders and carrying them out of tanks that will soon be exploding. If you're operating like a tractor trailer, I don't know what they do, or like swabbing the deck, some other physical standard. And then it can be the same for men and women, right? No fucking DEI workarounds where women can be 1/3 as good at the job as a boy, but it's okay because they're just a girl. Fuck that, right? A physical standard for people who do this job. That's all you need to know.
They do that as well, but there's for basic entry, there's that boot camp test. And it was a low bar. And when they took the average women's scores from like now and they apply them to the new metric, the average woman who was applying still makes it. But there is a cutoff where some of them that were making it will no longer make it. But it's stuff like a 2-minute plank. It was like maybe 15 push-ups or some shit. There was a deadlift, which was like women score really well in the deadlift proportionately. And there was this, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but you like run and you grab a mock-up that's supposed to be a wounded soldier. You drag it a certain portion and then you run back, and a little sprint like circuit.
That seems like the most important thing.
Yeah, I guess. My biggest fear is that I'm going to be shot out there and that you won't be able to drag me back to safety. I'm so afraid of that.
I'll be perfectly capable, but I'll be too scared.
Yeah. And then I saw it was actually Asmongold was looking at the old Army recruitment video versus the new one. And the old one was that animated one of the girl talking about how her two moms were her inspiration.
Yes.
She's like, and it's like a fucking 2-minute Pixar cartoon about a girl with gay moms who like inspire her to fight for her country because they fought in the streets waving rainbow flags. And that's the same as facing down the Pakistanis, I guess, at the border.
Indistinguishable. Don't make fun
They
of
do
them.
have
Shit.
kind of a lot of skin in the game, though. Like we're talking about fighting jihadists.
The new
That
one
would be-
is the biggest, scariest dude you've ever seen. Benching like 350 for 20 reps or something, and he looks like Brock Lesnar from the back, and he says something like if you're gonna be intimidating, look intimidating. It's like something crazy, like something like that. And there's like a 30-second commercial of just a giant hulk of a man getting stronger than he was before.
If you're gonna be intimidating, Army, it's not for gays anymore.
And then
guys.
Hegseth gave a speech yesterday. I sent it to you, where he's like, "We want members who are fit, not fat, not shabby or flabby." Like he went on a
That's
whole
fair.
rant.
Yeah.
And then it's
Good
like,
Army.
come on, dude. You're talking about leadership roles here. He was specifically talking about like everybody. Like, I don't want any fatties like commanding troops. I don't want any fatties behind desks, is what it sounded like to me. And then like Trump is not the picture felt.